Hello, Sports Lit. How you guys doing? It is April 13th when I'm recording this. You'll get this on the 14th, but it's April 13th for me, which means it has been 1 month since we have seen each other. That is kind of hard to believe, but that's true. It was Friday, March 13th when we were last together, which was the worst Friday the 13th I can imagine in retrospect. But here we are. Just wanted to check in. It's been a while since I talked to you. I do want to go over a few things that kind of come up with this class over the next week, but I do mostly just want to check in, let you know I'm thinking of you guys. Hope you're doing well. Let's take a look though at a few things on our Schoolsy page because this is important. I'm getting a lot of questions that I think could be answered uh, without me, which is a little effort with a little search and rescue, whatever efforts under your own Google, whatever you can find these things. The most pressing ones I'm getting from you guys are, why has my grade changed? You guys, we switched quarters, quarter three to quarter four. When we did that, things went 50% quarter three, 50% quarter four. And so it's going to change drastically for a little bit here. This should be something you're relatively used to, but if that's your confusion, hopefully I cleared that up. The other thing, you couldn't find the PDF for the story reading. Here's the assignment you had, where in the instructions it says read the PDF linked above the assignment. Here's the PDF. That's it. It's all been on your Schoolsy page. I think the problem is people are just looking at their calendar, looking at the reminders, and not actually looking at the page. You got to go to each individual class. You've got to do that. Not just for me, but for all your classes. It's going to make life a lot easier for you. But it's right here. It's been here since Thursday of last week. Open that up. It's probably not going to work in this screen, or if it does, it's going to be a little small. Go full screen on it, and you'll have the book that we are using. So it's all right here. Read this whole thing. This is for part one. I'm going to add part two for Wednesday, but make sure you're getting caught up on the reading that you need to be doing. Another thing I want to point out, I've been updating a plan for the week. You can see the plan for April 13th, 17th this year. I put that up last night. It looks like this. This is a work in progress. This is something I'm going to do every week. It's not a guarantee set in stone. This is what each day is going to look like, but it is every single day a place you can go and make sure you're doing the right thing. Monday, we're continuing the Olympic Dream, the first part. The assignment was due. Now for today, Tuesday, it says I'm going to post some discussion questions you wrote, which I'll talk about in a second, and do a video where I talk about discussion questions. That's this right now. It's happening as I read this. It's kind of meta, but whatever, it works. Wednesday, we're going to get on to part two of the story. But for today, Tuesday, let's look at the assignment that you guys did. So you had actions that happened in the story, your reaction, and then discussion questions. And then these things don't have to be linear. You don't have an action and then your reaction to that action, then discussion question about that action, but it can be. It's whatever you want to do. The main thing I'm going to be looking at are your discussion questions. You've talked about how to write discussion questions in English classes before. I'm sure of it. And this is no different. This is still an English class, and we're going to do that sort of thing. So I also posted this as a reminder of what good discussion questions are. Hopefully, this is something you've seen before. We're looking for level 2 or level 3 type questions. Level 1 questions are just gathering information. This is like checking to make sure that you've read. I'm going to take it everyone's. I'm just going to assume the best of everyone is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to assume that you've read and you don't need to ask questions that identify main characters or define words from the story. Like, let's go a little deeper in that. Let's compare this story to a story of someone living in today in Somalia, something like that, or even living in the United States. Let's contrast it with what we get from the athletes we've seen in other parts of the class so far. Maybe you want to explain something or ask something to explain or analyze. Maybe you want to make a guess or infer something that's happening. Maybe you want the people you're working with to evaluate or judge or predict. I don't know. It doesn't matter, but this is what we're doing. You need to do 5 of these things. That's going to be this column. And so for Tuesday, for you guys today, this will be the next step. I'm going to take some of the questions you wrote. A lot of you guys have already turned this in. I'm going to take some of your questions. I'm going to put them up on a document and have you guys do a little response to that. And this is also going to be a chance for you to see what good discussion questions look like, because some of you are going to get pretty good scores right away. You're gonna nail this. It's gonna be fine, but maybe still not have great questions. We can still up our question game. And the better our questions are, the better we can really get an understanding of the story because then we can respond to what people are thinking. So this is going to be our focus for the story. This is kind of to make sure you read and that you're understanding what you're reading, kind of a way to go back at it. The discussion questions are then for us to get a more in-depth look at how things are going. Let's talk really quickly about the story. I had you guys talk about the Olympic spirit the other day. We watched this video of this guy that could barely finish his swimming race, and we had the video of the girl in our story. Neither one of them did very well in their race, like at all. This guy didn't even know how to swim 8 months before the competition began. That's a true story. But some cool things happened. He did this, he got the experience, he took that experience back home. Where he was training, there were no Olympic sized pools. This was something that he just trained at like a small hotel pool, which he was basically just bouncing off the sides of the pool. They were not really ever getting a chance to perfect a stroke or anything. And he took this experience and he brought it back, and people were inspired by it. And now there are 2 Olympic sized swimming pools, and he continued his training. He got way better at the sport, not good enough to go back to the Olympics, but he did get many more opportunities, and he's opening opportunities for other people in this country because this one chance he got. Yeah, it was a failed chance, but you know what? He got a chance, and just giving people a chance to be a part of something sometimes makes a great opportunity for others. And that was his goal. And Samaya's a little bit the same. Samaya was only like 17. I can't remember. It's in your book. I should know this, but she was only about 17 when she was in the Olympics. And as you can see, she looks like a little kid compared to the others. We're going to watch the race. I'm going to turn the sound off. It's not even English. Watch the race. She's gone. She's already like falling out of the picture right now. And the other girls are way ahead. And for those of you that know track and field, know that the time she ends up running wouldn't even necessarily make Burnsville's varsity team. Like, she was not particularly fast, but she was there. She got the opportunity. How she got the opportunity gets complicated. I don't really know how to explain all this, how they pick who does it, who doesn't. I know that a lot of these things happen in sports like track and swimming because in the early rounds, they have 8 lanes on the track. And after they take all the qualifiers from the other sports, if they have extra spots, they can fill them in with people that they want to give opportunities to. So they're not expected to do well. They're just expected to be able to represent their nation and compete. And she did that, and she liked the opportunity. And as you can see from the book we read, she wants more. She wants to continue. She wants to go on and race at London. And our story is about her attempts to return to London. But she does. She looks like a kid, a little kid compared to the others. This is the eventual gold medal winner. She is muscular. She is strong. She's a full-grown lady. She is not a child. Back here is Mia. Looks like a kid. Looks like a fish out of water there. But let's, praise her for being there. Good for her. She got the opportunity. She went with it. And everyone maybe got a story out of it that could inspire them. There are athletes in Somalia now that we'll talk about later that are inspired by her story and her opportunities and trying to make the best of it. But that's about it. I just wanted to check in. It's been a while. I hope you guys are doing well. I know life for me is definitely different. The snow this week has made it a little bit hard, as has an ear infection for a 3-year-old, but we're getting through. Take care of each other. If you guys have questions, please email me. Please email me. That's the only way this works. Don't just give up on something. Contact me. We can find out a way to get this stuff done. And that's it. That's just the way this is going to work for a while. This is the reality of our situation. It's not great, but it's what we got. So take care of each other. Look for something positive. Whatever. I don't know. I'm at a loss what to say, but I miss you guys. Hope you're doing well. I'll talk to you soon.